Zigzagoon's ice cream stadium will return next week. We now go on to an urgent report, a public service announcement about a new menace on the streets. This youth has been identified as the newest victim of the voice syndrome, which we've brought you multiple stories on in the past. For those who haven't tuned in, voice syndrome is a highly dangerous mental illness which makes the victim irrational and dangerous, and commonly results in them physically abusing or even butchering their own Pokemon. Earlier, I talked to a number of scientific experts as well as several community spokespeople. Be aware that archived footage has also been included in this report.
Look, I hate to speak badly of the kid, but I don't know. There was always something weird about him, you know? And with all that communism stuff from the last few years, better safe than sorry, you know?
I'm Dr. Aaron of the Sinnoh Capital University. After encountering the disorder in Sinnoh, I started the research that would eventually result in us terming the disorder voice syndrome. Now, by psychiatric standards, voice syndrome is slightly odd in that the victims display symptoms characteristic of both schizophrenia and psychosis, yet remain remarkably lucid. This certainly isn't unheard of. I mean, monothematic delusions are an established psychiatric phenomena, but it is slightly strange.
I saw him in Violet City. Everything the TV's been saying about them is true. If we want our children to be safe, then either the pigs have got to take action, or we're gonna do it ourselves.
Nevertheless, in every case we've seen of this disorder, the victim has become a danger both to others and to themselves. I'm of the belief that action does need to be taken.
I was at Cinnabar Island when the Bloody Sunday incident happened. Oh, those poor creatures.
Look, the fact of the matter is, anyone who has this disorder is a menace. Given what we've seen in the past, and the conclusions that Dr. Aaron drew in his study, it's almost certain that this current case is a danger to themselves, to their own Pokemon, and to the community as a whole. I truly believe it is only so long until they move on to human targets. They need psychiatric help, and in the immediate term, I believe that incarceration in a mental institution is the only feasible option.
Shocking stuff. In order to get the community's opinion on this, I've got Noreen Barker, head of the Country Women's Association on live satellite. Thanks for joining us, Noreen. Hello, Janine. Oh, is the camera on?
Yes, it is.
Oh, I can't hear you, Janine. I think there's something wrong with this headset. Noreen, tell us how this issue affects you. Janine, I represent the decent people of this community. You know, we just want to feel safe on the street. You know, do our evening shopping and go home to the evening meal. No one's left their houses for days, well, except me. I had to come here. But I'll be going straight home. Kevin's waiting for me out in the car with the engine running. So there's a lot of community concern about the lack of action on this issue. It's not concern, Janine, it's terror. We've got the cake bake-off happening on Thursday, and unless something's done, we simply won't be able to get into the Scout Hall. You know, we've all paid taxes all our lives. We deserve to feel safe. And what do you want the government to do? Take them off the streets. Not that difficult, is it? Kevin said if the government didn't take them off the streets, Kevin said he'd take things into his own hands. I can't be responsible for Kevin's actions if the government fails to take action. We just want to be safe in our beds. Absolutely. Thank you very much for your time, Noreen. Well, community sentiment seems clear. It's clear that neither government nor the police have any intention of taking action on this. It looks like this menace will be allowed to roam free, unopposed. We now have some photographic evidence of Pokemon abuse conducted by earlier cases. Be aware, the following footage contains graphic content and may shock you.